Welcome back to another episode of Cactus Plays Asagao Academy. My name is Bobby.
I'm Kevandre.
And, let's see, last time we had the sort of revelation where...
We had a bit of a breakdown.
Right. Normal Boots rejected us from the table and our spaghetti tasted like crap. So we went and cried in the bathroom about the terrible spaghetti. And then we came back to the classroom and it's like, I'm going to be a new empowered woman, which is great. And Miss Shizuka understood. She even smiled at us, and that was awesome. And now we're going to go help Satch with his book problem.
Also, Mai is a kleptomaniac.
Oh, yes, that's right.
But she says she didn't steal the boots. So we're just going to trust her because she is a good girl.
And she's our friend. So she asked us to keep her secret that I'm sure won't come back and bite us in the ass later.
Right.
So that's what we did. We're keeping her secret.
Yes. And so now we're going to go help Satch by looking for missing books.
Yes.
I entered the library, the slightly damp smell of old books and a little sunlight tugging my clothes. Again, I have problems with the sunlight tugging your clothes, but whatever.
Look, sun works different in Japan. Don't worry about it.
Does it?
Yeah.
It is the place of the rising sun.
Yes.
Rising uppercut. Anyway. Bypassing clumps of students with their heads hung over homework, I went straight to the front desk. Satch stood behind it, searching frantically for something in the piles of papers stacked along the back wall. He kept shaking his head and pausing, almost as if he were muttering to himself, running his hands over his hair. It was odd. He looked really stressed. That wasn't normal for him. I almost didn't want to interrupt, but I came here for a reason.
Excuse me?
Excuse me, miss. I know it's not funny. He jumped slightly.
Hana.
Oh, Hana. How can I help you? When he smiled, it almost seemed as if nothing was wrong, even though that clearly wasn't the case.
Yeah. Satch brings the music back to our world.
That's true.
He's great.
He's just a walking MP3 player. But the strangest thing was that the smile didn't seem disingenuous. He was truly smiling, happy or content about something.
I kind of ship that now. Like, if you were to meet Satch out in the street and he just like, oh, hi, and the music would start playing from him.
Just the soundtrack from Asagao Academy. Yeah. Satch would never ask for help, even if he needed it.
Are you alright? You don't seem very well.
Satch glanced around him before replying in a low whisper. All books have gone missing.
Oh. Mine's not due for another few weeks, so at least I'm not the one hurting you this time.
My joke fell flat as a dead raccoon.
Oh!
What the fuck? Satch's face caved in and he stared at the counter in front of him. It's not looking good for me. Is Mai stealing books? Like, I'm willing to believe that she didn't take the boots, but is she just stealing books?
That's a good question.
This bitch.
What?
What do you mean?
He opened his mouth but didn't speak. After a pause, he began to chew his lip. Then something strange happened. He morphed into the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger.
Which one? Because if you say Black Ranger, I'm calling you a racist.
No.
Even though the one black guy on the original series was the Black Ranger.
No. I was going to say the green one, because that's the one people like.
Yes.
He seemed to almost gather himself up. He took a deep breath, set his shoulders back, and he smiled. Don't worry about it. It made my heart break. I wanted to crawl around the counter and give him a hug. I wanted to feel the weight of his head against my shoulder, something to help it unload. But as I as I looked at his smile, I realized he didn't want me to.
Just got to get that load off of him, right?
Yeah. Yeah, he needs to unload.
Yeah.
Just into me.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. More than that, he didn't want me to. Maybe if I were Gerard or Paul, but not Hana. Not right now, at least. Maybe during the flower festival we were close enough to share some of our burdens, but now? Satch was struggling, and he didn't trust me enough to let me see it. My heart dropped, my neck grew hot.
How exactly am I not supposed to worry about it?
Why are you sweating on top of your hair?
Look, it's a little manga trope thing. Don't worry about it.
She's got the Cascade badge in her hair.
Yeah, that's it.
Why would you start with cerulean, Hana, you stupid bitch?
Maybe that's where she lived. You don't know.
He waved a hand as if swatting away a flag. Slapped me across the face. I'll be fine.
No. Well, I have no doubt that you'll be fine on your own, but...
It was now or never. Maybe he didn't want my help, but he still needed it. I paused for a second, trying to find the best way to word my intentions.
He is a strong, independent Normal Boots member who don't need no pink-haired girl. But it's okay.
Yeah.
He will gladly take help if he's the good Satch. You're already trying to help me, and you have so much on your plate.
Well, you shouldn't be eating in the library, Satch. That's why you're in trouble in the first place.
Yeah, leave that spaghetti in the cafeteria.
Yeah.
We're so fucking dumb!
Leave that spaghetti in the cafeteria. Where else are you gonna get great channel quality stuff like that? Nowhere. Don't leave, please.
Oh, sweet Jesus. We're dumb. The least I can do is help you find the missing books. 2 heads are better than... ... dash, whatever.
No, really. That won't be necessary.
Why not?
Because I'm the one who's stealing all the fucking books.
Other people are here for a reason. I'm here for a reason. I'm your friend, and I want to help you, Satch.
Satch looked at me skeptically. He really didn't trust me, did he?
I'm not going to give up on this. Look how stern my eyes were.
Really, Hana. That's very kind of you, but... He looked around him in desperation. I don't think that would be helpful. Please, just let me handle this. I got everything under control. I swear.
But...
Satch glanced over his shoulder.
Oh, this bitch. Fuck! What voice did I use for her?
I mean it. I think you just kind of did like an angry old lady.
Oh, okay.
Right,
Mrs.
yeah.
Havisham. Got it.
I gotta get back to work. I'll see you later. Satch stepped out from behind the counter and went into a back room. The librarian waited there, a stern look on her face. She was slamming a ruler into her hand over and over again.
Don't threaten me with a good time, lady.
I turned and started back through the thick aisles of books.
I got in trouble with HR for saying that at work, by the way.
Did you?
Yeah.
You didn't tell me that.
Yeah. Oh, that's good stuff.
Now what? If someone really didn't want your help, wasn't it kind of bad to force yourself on them? Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell Jared.
Yeah, that's all of what Jared does, apparently.
No, we're implying that he's a rapist now, and I don't think that that's something that we should be implying.
Well...
Because that part hasn't been a thing, right?
Not as far as I'm aware.
So,
but we might have to do another disclaimer depending on how the drama unfolds.
let's see how things go. But for now, I retract that last joke.
I do not.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, I like to sling mud, even if it's lies.
But the question was, did he really not want my help? I was sure it wasn't because he didn't want or need it. It was because, for all he said he believed I didn't take the boots, he didn't trust me. Not at all.
You sure it had nothing to do with that stern librarian he looked over at? I mean...
Yeah, she's probably just been like, hey, don't let other people help you.
Yeah, other people don't need to know about this. You just need to kind of shut the fuck up, Satch.
Yeah, she's gaslighting Satch.
Ooh. Ooh. Is her name Jared, too?
Yeah, turns out. It's just Jared in a wig.
I was just about to say that.
And the entire time it was just an enormous clit.
Oh, well, that would explain the small size.
Exactly.
Okay. As if telling me not to help is gonna do anything. He's got another thing coming, if that's what he thinks.
Got another thing coming.
Sometimes people just don't know what's best for them.
Yeah, but you know what's best for other people?
Ooh.
You need to calm down, Hana.
Yeah, she's treading into dangerous territory here.
Of course, I was assuming I knew better than he did about what he wanted, but yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah, all the time.
I had to do something. I wasn't just going to sit around and wait while he was in trouble. It's not looking good for me. Whatever that meant. I wanted to make sure it didn't start looking any worse.
And there.
And now...
the end is near.
I snipped the blades of my scissors. Shut. And a small book-shaped cutout fell into my lap. I set it into its pile and rolled out my shoulders. Finally, 4 thick piles of multicolored construction paper sat neatly before me. My hands ached from cutting so much at once. I set the scissors aside and grabbed the permanent marker that sat on my desk, along with the cloud-shaped decorations I made earlier.
Hana.
Oh, hey, girl. Hey, girl!
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah? You doing my moment from Mass Effect? Just, hey, girl! Hey, girl!
It's a good time. I agree. Hey, Hana, I'm back! My face flushed and cheery as usual bounded into the room. What was that again in Mass Effect?
When she mentioned that she liked Edie's voice.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good time.
And then she went like push her up against a wall and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was that really
During
good
the
shit.
Citadel DLC. Yeah, Bobby was a fan.
Yeah. How was practice?
I went to practice for the Asagao Strikers almost every evening. Every time this comes up, I keep thinking it says Stinkers.
Okay.
Their first
sure.
big game was coming up, but it was at another school, so I wouldn't be able to go see her play. It bothered me a lot, but I was slightly relieved not to have to witness the pyre of burning rage that was my playing volleyball. It was fine, but I totally struck Mimi in the.
Oh, did you smack her in the face and laugh about it, Mai?
Yeah, that sounds right. What's all this? I dropped her duffel bag in her chair, surveying the massive papers spread out along the floor with myself at the center. I didn't know we had to do arts and crafts here.
I'm making flyers. Actually, would you mind helping me? It'll take me another few hours by myself.
Of course, what are they for? She plopped herself on the floor and took up one of the stick figures I made.
Some books have gone missing at the
Hana,
library.
I gotta tell you, this is a bad idea.
Yeah, this ain't gonna work out well.
He told you not to do that. If you want to help just by looking for them, that's one thing. Putting up flyers everywhere is just gonna make your mans run away. You gotta not do this thing.
Yeah, calm down, girl. It's okay. I know we're all thirsty for Satch, but this is not the way to get that tall glass of water.
I don't know how tall Satch is, but I assume that he's just at least taller than Hana.
I assume he's taller than me, too, so...
Fair enough.
Again, not a big accomplishment. Anyways. So I figured we could put up flyers, reminding people to turn theirs in on time.
Okay. Oh. Missing books. Bitch, I swear to God.
Oh, come on. Oh, let it be so. It'll be so great.
I tossed a few sheets of paper at her feet, then uncapped a glue stick and started attaching the images.
Yeah, they've been missing since a few weeks ago, but now it's getting worse. But one of the books was just one I forgot to turn in, so I figured maybe that happened with all the books.
Mai spiraled the stick figure in her hand so it looked like it was doing cartwheels. They can look up who has late books in the system, you know.
Yeah.
Unless they're not checking them out, and they're just taking them from the library.
Yeah.
But maybe it'll help anyways. She grabbed a paper book and smeared glue all over the back. People do forget, so maybe half can be reminders and half can be lost and found notes.
Yeah, okay.
Together we worked through a pile of papers each. We compared handwriting and competed to see who could make theirs the nicest flyer. I won, of course. This bitch, I swear. It reminded me of kindergarten, and it was oddly comforting. We ran out of images of books, and I was just handing Mai a permanent marker to start drawing them when she slapped her leg with the back of her hand. Okay. Oh, shoot! I totally forgot. I left something in the gym. I should go get it.
Okay. Hurry back.
Oh.
Is it all the books you've been stealing, Mai?
She's just hoarding them in the gym. Yeah, no problem.
She just has like 4 lockers beside each other and they're just filled with books. Because that's the shit I did in high school.
Yeah, turns out Bobby is Mai.
I didn't steal the books though. They were just extra books that I had. Because I like books.
Odd. I wasn't like Mai to forget something. Usually she only forgot something when she wanted to copy my homework. As I started on the third pile, I began to feel distinctly sad.
Why?
My hand stilled on the paper, a memory stirring in my mind. Back in Amaririsu,
Yeah.
my parents ran a shop together. My dad created beautiful works of art, pottery and ceramics, and my mom filled them with the flowers she grew. He tried to teach me how to make pots, but I could never do it. I got too nervous seeing how easily one mistake could completely alter what you were making. Instead, one day he came to my room with a pile of papers. We're getting divorced. He folded them, and in seconds a blue morning glory appeared in front of my eyes.
How did you do that?
Smiling, he handed me purple paper and taught me how to fold a morning's glory, step by step. When I finished, we sat them side by side. Mine was crumpled and stunted next to his crisp, beautiful creation. But he laughed. Separate, neither would be considered beautiful. I blinked. In front of me sat a blue morning glory, the cover of a book sticking out of one petal.
An optimistic ...
Slowly, I made my way through that pile of flyers, and then the next. The shadows grew longer and longer until they faded altogether. When I finally finished it was after 9, and Mai still hadn't returned.
Yeah.
I'm done.
I lay back on the floor, exhausted, and glanced at the clock. It shouldn't have taken her this long just to get to the gym. Did she run into someone? Mimi? Threw her on her face?
Yeah.
I couldn't wait for her. I had to get up early. I cleaned up, changed into my pajamas, and crawled into my soft, cool sheets. Without my snoring, the room seemed intensely still, like the silence was trying to press itself into my skull.
I hope she's okay.
The room blurred, and I drifted off to sleep. What? What was happening? I couldn't see. My eyes wouldn't stay open. So late. She closed the door and tiptoed to her desk. She was being so damn loud.
Yeah.
I turned over, vaguely angry. How dare she come into her room? Too tired. Wanted to sleep.
Look, there's a difference between coming into your room and being loud about
She
coming
was
into your room.
tiptoeing!
Tiptoeing loudly. Look, have you heard yourself try to walk quietly? You can't do it.
I don't try to walk quietly. So you don't know. A rustling of paper echoed from her side of the room.
Quiet.
A drawer shut. Mai climbed up to her bed and the mattress over my head sagged. I glanced at the clock. It was past midnight. She only just got back? Something seemed wrong. School wasn't in session right now. What? Of course it's not! I couldn't think straight.
Yeah, we know. It's okay.
My head hit the pillow and I turned over, drifting off to sleep again.
She was out stealing books from the library. The owl's gonna get real pissed at her.
Yeah, and then she's going to leave Caden behind to die. Bright and early the next morning, I scurried through the hall, searching for Satch. I had to catch him before he went into class. There was no way I could show my face in a senior's classroom with everyone still hating me. He's a senior? Girl, you're gonna have a hard time once he graduates.
Yeah. I don't know what the laws are in Japan about that,
Yeah.
but I assume they're not friendly.
I turned a corner and was confronted with a flash of bright yellow.
Hey!
Oh yeah, because Caddy was the British one.
Yes.
Right? So just, fuck. Oh, I'm not in the right mindset today. No, because I keep on trying to do Australian.
That's not the same.
Yeah, it's not the same. Hey, Hana, what are you up to?
Caddy stood in front of me, his head tilted to one side. I didn't know him too well. In fact, this was possibly the first time we ever spoke on our own.
Hey!
Hey, Caddy, have you seen Satch? I think he was up a floor. Something wrong? Nope, I made these flyers and I want to give them to him.
I nodded at the pile of papers I was holding. They were nearly as tall as my torso. Caddy blinked as if seeing them for the first time.
Cool.
He smiled weakly. I paused.
Is something wrong?
He shoved his hands into his jacket pockets and glanced around the hall.
I wouldn't say anything's wrong, per se.
He trailed off, but didn't volunteer any information.
Is it about the tournament? In a way, you could say that.
He cast his eyes at the floor.
Things suddenly don't look too good for us. That's too bad.
Look how fucking happy this bitch is. How dare she just laugh at his pain.
I like it so much.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, that's too bad. Well, isn't that nice?
Bless your little heart.
He looked truly sad, but try as I might, I couldn't hide my glee. He looked at me in surprise, then a sharp gleam entered his eyes.
Don't go thinking it's in the bag yet, Miss Mizuno. We'll give you a right run for your money.
I'll give you a right run for your money.
This sort of thing is my bag, baby.
Yeah.
If you say so.
Giggling madly, I scurried past him and up a staircase. My fingers were starting to cramp. It wasn't that the flyers were particularly heavy, though they were by no means light. But they were horribly awkward to carry, especially up staircases. I pushed the staircase door open with my back and entered the 3rd floor. From across the empty hallway, I saw a familiar figure standing in front of an open locker.
Good morning.
Aha!
Hey, girl.
Hey, girl.
God, I love Satch so much.
Hana. I dashed to Satch and dropped the pile of flyers in front of him, heaving. Perhaps running up those stairs wasn't such a bright idea.
What's going on?
What brings you here so early?
Look!
I took a flyer and shoved it into his face. He stepped back and peered at the writing. Be a good date, don't turn your books in late. What is this?
Well,
I made flyers to help your search for the missing books. I didn't want you to keep working on this alone, so I stuck my nose in specifically where you told me, no, I'm good.
Oh, Hana. He cringed, scratching the back of his neck. That's great, but I don't know the librarian will be happy with these. She'll think they highlight what a terrible job she's doing.
Oh.
I stared at the stack of flyers on the floor, stretching my hands to ease their stiffness. Still, he leaned down and flipped through the sheets.
What?
Did you make all of these by yourself?
Yeah, last night. Mai helped me too.
Your handwriting is really nice.
Thank you. My hand got tired at the end though, so I'm not sure the ones at the bottom are any good.
He straightened and stretched, and stood for a while looking out the window. You know, I bet I could find something to do with them after all.
Really?
Thank you, Hana.
Yeah, if we use them right, we may even reduce the library workload. Happiness bloomed in my chest.
Yay!
That's wonderful.
Yeah, it is. Thank you so much, Hana. Really, it means a lot.
I had to do something to help you.
He smiled and reached a hand towards me, as if to ruffle my hair, but stopped mid-gesture and instead turned back to his locker. That's a weird thing to do to a girl anyway.
Look, it's filling into a trope, and I appreciate it. He should have just gone for it.
Okay, like an anime trope?
Yeah.
But, like, I imagine doing that to a girl in real life. Like, I think that they would get pissed.
Yeah, she'd fucking knife you. Don't mess with a girl's hair, dude.
Yeah.
But, you know, an anime. It's great.
Well, that's fine.
Because he is senpai.
Oh, well, it is true.
Right?
And we are baka.
Pats on head from senpai. It's what everybody needs.
Everybody. Well, I need to get to class early today, so I'll be seeing you.
See you later.
Great. Well, have a good day.
Copacetic.
Bobby's chair is an
so
ocean.
wet.
I will. You too, Hana. Make it copacetic. He took the stack of flyers and put them in his locker, then he left for a classroom further down the hall. As I watched the door close, I realized he hadn't been distant at all this time. With a heart lighter than it was in days, I skipped down the stairs and headed to my own class.
Don't skip downstairs. You take them one at a time and use the handrail.
Yeah, Bobby's a safety guy now.
Yeah.
Time to make up the homework I didn't do last night. It was only a few minutes before my exhaustion began to hit me. I did not handle lack of sleep well either. I quickly grew grumpy and irritable, and Mai, recognizing this from an all-nighter I pulled to write an essay a few weeks ago, gave me my space. How much not sleep did you get, though? You went to bed a while before midnight.
Yeah, she went to bed a little after 9.
And then you woke up for like a minute after midnight.
Right, due to Mai being loud as fuck.
And then you went back to sleep right away, and then slept until the morning.
Right.
How did you get lack of sleep?
Do you know how much teenagers need to sleep?
I went to bed at like midnight every night and got up at 6:18 every morning in high school.
Dude, 6 hours of sleep is way too much. You need to stop.
Oh,
Yeah. I don't even get that now, most of the time.
fair enough.
I don't know. Maybe she just needs 10 hours of sleep a night.
I like that you don't question that I got up at 6:18 every morning.
Yeah,
That's just the time I had on my alarm clock.
Yeah, whatever. You're weird. I understand. I'm picking up what you're laying down.
Aside from that, class went just as expected. The normal Boots boys avoided my eyes the entire period, excepting the occasional vomit-inducing glance from Shane. Every time he looks at you, you just throw up all over the floor. And Shizuka's like, Hana, don't do that. He seemed to be taking the situation much more seriously than the rest of them.
Do you want to do Miss Shizuka's voice from now on?
No.
You sure?
Because you're just going to get wet, and I don't want to deal with that.
You seem pretty good at it.
I am pretty good at it. Which is why you have to do it. I don't want the entire audience to have a boner. I do actually want that.
Yeah, if we can give you a boner every single time, let us know how to do that. We'll work it in somehow. Thank you. Thank you.
I never did anything to him, but for some reason he was never fond of me, or my hair. I was a little closer to John and PBG, though. I expected at least polite contact with them, but it seemed difficult for them to even look at me. PBG especially seemed to be taking it hard.
Yeah, I would too after this whole Jared bullshit.
Yeah, he got betrayed a lot as well there.
He tried to defend a bit, but then the evidence came out and he's like, fuck.
Never mind, Charlie.
Yep.
I understand the gut reaction of wanting to defend your friend. I totally get that.
Yeah, especially when you had this understanding for so long and all that stuff, and he'd been kind of gaslighted too.
Yeah.
I totally get it. And then he came out and said, look, I was wrong, and I'm sorry. And even Heidi was like, look, it's fine. I get it. Don't worry.
Yeah.
So, all is forgiven. Pup goo.
And now people are giving him shit because he didn't also donate $5,000 like Gerard did. I'm like, motherfucker.
Yeah, some people just don't have $5,000 to donate.
Exactly.
I couldn't donate I couldn't donate $50 right now if I had to.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I'm not going to give a person shit about that.
Yeah. He was a kind soul, and I didn't think he'd be able to continue isolating Mai and me if he didn't have the others to support him. As it was, anytime I accidentally crossed paths with him, he seemed to be fighting an internal battle. Flickers of emotion would pass across his face, regret, sadness, disbelief. So of course he ended up turning around and heading back from whence he came. He'd been late to class several times. Shouldn't they know me better than this? Shouldn't they know I wouldn't do something like that to them?
They barely know you at all, so no.
But what did we really have in common? A shared school, a tournament, a possibility of a shared hobby. Friendship meant different things to different people. To me, they were still my friends, but I guess to them... I was jolted back into reality as the bell rang. Snap back to reality. Oh, there goes Hana. The chaotic shuffle and chatter of students filled the room in the rush to leave for lunch.
That was exactly the song. I would be surprised if we don't get a copyright notice.
Yes, I would have to have sang it like him.
Yeah.
Just like him.
Yes.
To pull that off. PBG, John, and Shane left the room faster than I thought humanly possible. Any hopes I had of walking to lunch together vanished with them. Guess they didn't want to be in my presence any more than they had to be. Sighing, I zipped my bag shut, then I felt a hand on my shoulder.
Oh shit.
Luke and Ian stood behind me, gazing at me in sympathy. At least Luke seemed sympathetic. Ian was being Ian. It was hard to tell what he was feeling with a face as impassive and disdainful as his.
Nah, Ian's got a beautiful face, man. Don't be talking shit about Bruno moves.
Yeah.
So, who had Luke? Was that me?
I don't remember who had Luke. I don't know if he talked before.
Yeah. So, his little voice thing right there was just like the, hey.
Yeah.
So, what's with the long face? Do you really have to ask? Nah, guess not.
I shouldered my bag in the silence that followed. I wasn't sure whether there was a point to this conversation. I just wanted to leave.
You know, you don't need to worry.
You remember?
No, I don't.
No. Yeah, he was in Hat in Time.
Was he?
Yeah. He was the devil guy.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, you don't have to do that voice, but that would be a little extreme.
That would be a little extreme for this. He went all out on that.
He did.
It was great voice acting.
Yeah. But that's just kind of him yelling, and his regular voice is kind of like that, just less yelly.
Oh.
But, you know, you can keep doing your cool, sexy Luke voice, so.
Oh, I might look it up so I can do it better next time.
Settle it in smash. I resisted the urge to roll my eyes.
Don't I? The Normal Boots Club are great people. Great people who dropped me at the first sign of trouble. Look, I believe you're innocent, and because of that, I know they'll recognize it too. Just give them time. I mean, they can't all be as smart as me. That's true.
He grinned like a proud school kid.
Yeah, with that hat indoors, asshole. How do you know I'm innocent?
Luke laughed. He turned to Ian, who grimaced. It's time to go.
Oh yeah.
Yes, sir. I like the idea of Luke just calling Ian sir.
I'm into that.
Yeah, I instant ship.
I could ship it too. I'm pretty sure that Luke isn't gay, but Ian is, so maybe, we're halfway there. Whoa, living on a prayer.
Yeah.
The old,
Oh, yeah.
that we haven't done in forever.
The old thing that you guys can't see. You make a fist with your left hand,
Right.
and then your right hand, you just flat open palm, you stick it on top, and then you just turn it around
rub it in circles, yeah.
Yeah.
And that means butt sex.
Yes. If you didn't know.
That's just the way it is. It's something that we just decided, like, the week that he came here, is that meant that.
Yeah.
That's not to say that we used that as code to, hey, meet me in the back room for butt sex.
No.
It's just like we were having a conversation and we did that to mean butt sex.
Because I had just moved here. It was a very long drive, and I hadn't recovered yet. So I was still loopy as fuck. And somehow the subject of butt sex came into a conversation.
Somehow.
Yeah, because that's what you talk about. And I did that hand motion to mean it, because I couldn't think of anything else to do. And Kevandre just looked at me like, what the fuck is this? And I just went, butt sex.
Yeah. And then it just became a thing that we did a lot. And, we kind of dropped off the last several months, but we gotta bring it back.
Yeah, just
So.
make a shirt just doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Luke followed Ian out of the room, whistling. I don't know who is the weirder out of those two.
Definitely
It's Ian.
Luke. Well, I guess this is going to be a Okay.
I know them better. I get to choose.
No, you don't. You're too close to the subject.
I guess it doesn't matter, does it? They're both pretty hot.
Is that all you think about?
Bingo.
Hey, I gotta have something to keep my spirits up in these dank times.
Dank times. Okay.
And dank times call for drastic measures.
Oh, yeah?
Copacetic. I shook my head.
Let's get going. Maybe they'll have lobster for lunch again.
You got spaghetti that's half straws that they found. And other times it's lobster.
Yeah.
Is it real lobster? Is it just a condom that they dyed red? I don't know. You tell me.
Are you eating condoms that are dyed red?
I don't go to this fancy
good
school."
lobster.
Oh, sweet nectar.
Is that what you're doing?
Yeah.
Well, that would kind of explain a lot about you.
Would it?
Yeah, it really would.
I sure hope so. We just came out of Poppy Hall when Maya stopped dead in her tracks. Oh, shit!
What's wrong?
I forgot my lunch money. Would you mind waiting here? I gotta run back and get it.
You're gonna go steal more books, isn't it? That's okay. I have more than enough for both of us.
Really?
Really? Is it okay if I mooch off you?
Yeah.
Sure. Even though this whole first third of this game was about me being broke as fuck.
Yeah. Maya jumped to my side, giving me a great big hug. Hana, you're the greatest. I promise I'll pay you back.
You better.
This serious ass face. She's gonna break your fucking kneecaps if you don't pay her back this $3 for the lobster.
Yeah, next semester she's like, where's my money, bitch? And beating her knees with a baseball bat.
How much money does the lobster cost? That the kids are having to pay for their own lunch at this high school.
It's gonna be about
It's a
$3.50.
lobster.
It's gonna be about $3.50.
It's not $3.50 for no lobster.
Yeah, it's about $3.50.
Is it? Alright.
Look, I remember back in the day when Walmart had lobster, okay? That shit ain't that fancy.
It's pretty fancy.
No, it's
It
not.
is delicious also.
Most of the time, no.
I disagree. I've always had good lobster.
I think you always just have low standards.
That too. It wasn't like I could afford to be giving people hand jobs, especially not for Asagao's crazy expensive food. Thank you. Give me more context here, Hana.
Come on, let's go.
Come on, let's go. I'll tell you a secret in return.
Oh, shit.
Oh no. Oh no.
Do we want to stop here or do we want to see the secret?
No, I gotta see the secret.
Okay. What's that?
Once I saw Jeff shoving hamsters with helmets on them into tiny little cannons. It's not as big of a secret as I was assuming it was going to be. I mean, he is a space hamster, so it works out.
What?
Thank you, Hana.
He was trying to shoot them off into space. I mean, Creeps found him in time and stopped him. What the fuck is Creeps? Who the fuck is creeps?
Maybe they're just talking in general, creeps, or like the
But
creepers from
it's
Minecraft.
capital.
Yeah, the creepers from Minecraft.
I think he might have kept the hamsters too.
Thank goodness. Now who the fuck are creeps?
Maybe I'd rather death by cannon than go home with creeps. Who the fuck is creeps?
You have a point there.
You can't just talk about this character that we've never met.
Yeah, hold on.
Unless that's Waleed and I don't know that.
Yeah, hold on, so... Asagao. Creeps. I gotta look this up, man. I gotta figure out who the... Oh! It's the... I think it's the doctor dude who was inside the
Oh, with the
door.
mask?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure, whoever that is.
Sure, so let's go with that.
And now you know why Jeff's called Space Hamster. I don't think that's probably why he's called Space Hamster.
Let's go to lunch while I still have my appetite. Okay, and then we can close it there.
Deal. Yes, and then next time, the catheter.
Yes.
Very strange shenan.
Yeah.
Why did they never name creeps before now?
I have
How
no
are we
idea.
supposed to have context?
Yeah, super weird. Maybe there was a normal line that you're supposed to go down, because it seems like Satch isn't the normal line. Maybe if we go with Gerard or something like that,
Perhaps.
you're supposed to be having more details on that.
See, I remember from the Beard Bros Let's Play of this game that is a real guy that was in the closet. I don't know who he was, but Gerard mentioned it was like, oh, he has a little cameo in this game from our other YouTuber friends. So, I don't know who that is, but I guess it's a guy named Creeps.
Yeah. Good for you, creeps.
Yeah.
You creepy motherfucker.
He's a creep. He's a weirdo.
Yeah. We gotta think
Anyway.
about hamsters. I see how it is.
Yes. We're going to call it here. So, let's do some shoutouts.
Sounds good.
I'll start. I'm going to do a shout out to a guy who has a huge YouTube channel. Used to be known as MKBHD. Now he just goes by his real name, Marques Brownlee. He's the guy who always reviews phones. Like, he gets a phone and he'll use it a lot. He'll get all of the features. He goes deep dive in. He'll tell you if he's disappointed by this phone. He'll tell you if he really likes it. He'll tell you what he likes about it, what he doesn't like about it, how it stacks up to the current meta of phones, how the price point compares, things like that. He'll talk about the previous phones from that brand and have very specific things that he talks about. I can't name you all the features from any given phone, but this dude is on top of it, and he just like swaps around his phone all the time, and he does all these very in-depth reviews, and he's amazing. And I really like his channel. I've been subscribed to him for a very long time, since I had an iPhone. So that was back in like 2012 that I subscribed to him.
Damn. Okay.
And yeah, he's a very knowledgeable guy. He does this all the time. He's always going to these new shows and looking at everything, taking videos of the phones while he's there. And he did a Hot Ones interview, and I watched that too.
Oh, that's a good one. Okay.
And it's really interesting because a lot of the time people will freak the fuck out when it's really spicy.
Yeah.
And Marques is just so fucking calm. Like, he's just like, oh boy, here we go. And then he eats it and he's like, oof, that's pretty spicy. He's like the most chill guest on that show I've ever seen.
Honestly, a good goal would be to get popular enough to do a Hot Ones episode.
That's kind of what I'm thinking.
Right, because if I go on there...
Right. I really want to see me bail after the first one.
Yeah.
And you just go through the whole thing and be like, got any more of this?
Yeah.
So, it'd be interesting.
Yeah, just take the super hot sauce and be like... Dude.
We gotta get there. That's our new goal.
Right, he's like the extra dab. I'm like, actually, do you have like a little small bowl? I want to dunk this in. Just wall.
We would have to go to New York and get picked up off the street by a random guy wearing a Hot Ones t-shirt to be brought up into a second-story building to actually do all this, because there's no actual parking there. But, I'm okay with that.
Look, that's by far not the strangest thing I've had happen to me. So...
Yes. Yeah, so shout-outs to Marques. If you have questions on phones, he's probably got a fucking video for you.
That's fair. My shout-out is going to go towards another movie that we saw recently. Slightly earlier this week. We saw it on Tuesday. The 13th? 14th? Something like that. Detective Pikachu.
Yes.
The first Tuesday after it was out. So look that up, whatever date that was. We went and saw it. I really liked it. It's obviously meant for like a maybe slightly younger audience with a whole bunch of nods to a more adult audience.
Right.
Who was there in the beginning. We didn't get stuck with a whole bunch of annoying kids screaming and all that stuff. We just had this really loud motherfucker to the left of us.
Yeah.
So that was whatever. Looking at the mess they made, it's like, oh my, I wasn't aware they had that bad level of white trash here in California.
Of course they do.
Yeah. But they were fucking awful. So, whatever.
Yeah.
But the actual movie itself was really enjoyable.
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds as Pikachu, I really like that.
Yeah. That was good.
Yeah. A lot of the shoutouts to the older series were subtle, but obvious enough that you caught most of them. It was really great. The Mr. Mime bit, I agree with a lot of people saying it was the best bit.
Yeah, and it was all in the trailer.
Yeah. Not all of it, but like 99% of it was in the trailer. Yeah, the best parts of the movie are definitely in the trailer.
Yes.
And that's fine. The animation that they did with the Pokemon were really
that was
really
excellent.
good. I liked it a whole lot.
I'll be real. I'm not really sure how I feel about the movie still. I think that I don't like it as much as I expected to, but I still enjoyed it. I just don't know that it's a movie that I ever need to watch again. Unless my mom's just like, hey, you want to go see the Pikachu movie? And I'm like, okay, I'll go with her. Because she's actually interested in seeing it, and she's probably not going to go see it without me, so that's fine.
It towed that happy little line there to where there's enough of it there that the older fans can definitely enjoy it at least once. Maybe not necessarily, but it's enough that the new generation can get brought into it and up to speed and enjoy it for a lot of the same reasons we did.
Yeah.
So,
but I knew the entire plot from the trailers. Nothing in the movie surprised me.
Yeah.
So,
but that happens with a lot of movies.
True, but I mean, I was kind of hoping, because it's a detective story, right? You're supposed to be surprised by things, but nothing surprised me in this movie.
Yeah, but we also have read a lot of detective stories and watched the detective books.
Yes, we have watched those books.
Yeah. You've listened to them.
I have listened to them.
You've listened to them. I've watched them. Because I read.
No.
Alright. I mean, like, our favorite book series is, like, Dresden Files.
Yeah. Great series.
Yeah. Great detective. Batman, the great detective.
True.
Poirot. Yeah.
Poirot, yep.
Yeah.
I feel like Hercule Poirot.
Yeah.
Anyway, alright guys, we'll see you next time.
Thank you so much, guys.
Goodbye.
Bye.